Cheryl Lee, that radio chick, here with you. Welcome to the Still Rocking It podcast, where we'll have news, reviews and interviews with some of our favourite Australian musicians and artists. Today I share a chat I had in the studio with South Australia's favourite bass player and founder of internet juggernaut, the Hindley Street Country Club, Con Delo. What is the secret to Hindley Street Country Club amassing over 150 million YouTube views and about 400,000 subscribers? Aptly called the greatest cover band in the world, Hindley Street Country Club delivers the very best talent of world-class musicians and vocalists based right here in Adelaide. What's Con Delo up to lately? Let's find out. Those who've tuned in before will know that I'm a great believer in the amazing talent that has always come out of South Australia, right back to the early days of the 60s through to today. The following band, I think, is living proof that we are still punching way above our weight. I'd like to introduce you to Con Delo from the amazing Hindley Street Country Club. Welcome, Con.
Hi, Cheryl and all the listeners.
Thank you for coming in and chatting to us today. A little bit about the history of Hindley Street Country Club, where you've been, where you're going, and then we might ask you a few questions about Mr. Delo.
We started in November of 17, and it just started out quite innocuously and innocently, and we just recorded some tunes live in one take with some always local guys. We put it up on YouTube, and one song became two, became four, exponentially, and then at about our 70th song, and then things just exploded. So it was very organic. Certainly wasn't planned out on the drawing board, that's for sure.
And isn't it amazing how these things happen? Because you are an internet-busting Aussie music group, the Hindley Street Country Club, who've proven themselves a musical force to be reckoned with. These stats are amazing. Over 150 million YouTube views.
Yep.
And counting. 400,000 subscribers all around the globe.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
Humbled, grateful, and it's an element of fluke, like anything, and an element of the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Exactly right. So you make your own luck.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, the Hindley Street Country Club is made up of a lot of different artists from Adelaide.
It is, yeah. It's Mark Meyer, probably one of Australia's greatest ever drummers, coined the phrase, it's a guild. I can't think of anything better than that. You know, I'll pick a song and I'll make sure that, I pick the right guys for the track, and then we all get together and we hit it, we twist the arrangement a little bit, and it's been a godsend.
Yes, especially
given the state of our economy music at the moment. It's certainly given a brand new relevance to a lot of local guys who, myself included, have done things over the years and around the world, and you think, what are you going to do now, So we're all older. So the music that I pick is also very much, age specific. It's all of, 45 to 70. Look, above all, I'm very, very grateful for the talent that we've got, and they've given their talent so freely and willingly, but it's just, to be where we are currently is just shocking to me. In a good way.
In a good way.
Absolutely. We're getting a lot of messages and kudos from the original artists that we cover. And you said to me, 3.5, 4 years ago when I first got back to town from being away for so long, that this would be happening. I said, don't be silly.
We might play that very, very first song. We'll play the original, Curiosity Killed the Cat, by the Little River Band. If you go to YouTube, you can see the Hindley Street Country Club's version, uploaded November 2017, and you can see there that it's got nearly 50,000 views, their very first posted video, plus a comment from B. Birdles from Little River Band, and I quote, "Love this," in caps. What a great version of my song. Great job, guys. It's fabulous when you receive such an encouraging message from the original writer of the song.
Curiosity killed the cat. I'm telling you, I know where it's at.
You've had the pleasure of some really amazing local Adelaide talent come through the HSCC. Who are some of the players that you've played with? Or who've played with you?
Yeah.
Or played together?
Played together, yeah. That's a great question.
It's a long list.
It is. Well, on drums, say it's been, Brad Pillane, Mark Meyer, Ben Todd, Mario Marino. And guitar, we've had James Muller, George Coronomos, Dusty Lee Stevenson, Jan Nico, Stephen Hawke, lots of good players. Steve Wilson. Keyboards, David Goodwin, Paul White, Dave Ross, Mark Fogliano, all good players. Singers, okay, so singers.
Yeah.
You've got Kat Jade, who's just a force.
Amazing.
A force. Then you've got Pina Del Rey, who's just got the most beautiful tone, another great singer. Leslie Williams. We've had Sarah Lloyd.
Yep.
Sky.
Yes.
Sky's done a track with us. Who else?
Fortuna.
Fortunata Rollotta, yes. We saw her at the gig at the Febby.
Yes,
standing
amazing.
Eye. Yeah, it was wonderful, yeah. And then there was Nikki. Who else? With the girls.
Nikki
Mel McKay
Cosmida.
was done it. Nikki Cosmida Huskus, yeah. And with the guys, Danny Lepresto.
From Clearway.
Yeah, Danny from Clearway. We've had Jordan Lennon, another very talented young guy. Who else is there?
Andy?
Andy sung on a lot of our tunes.
Did Vince do one?
Vince has done a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vince has done 2 or 3, 4 even maybe. Who else is there? Polly's done some.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ian Politis.
Yeah, Polly's done some. That's pretty much the core.
Yeah.
The core of the guys.
The
Yeah.
who's who
Stevie,
of Adelaide
course, yeah,
talent.
Definitely. Steve Todd, been on pretty much almost every track, that guy.
And who's that guy on bass?
No hoper. Amateur, backyarder, no hoper. He's a pretender.
I don't think so, kind of thing. You sell yourself short there. Bring the whole thing together, that bass line.
I wonder sometimes.
You guys have released 2 CDs so far?
We've got 2 CDs, and CD 3 and 4, they're available on iTunes. We don't have many CDs left. I think it's just going to go full digital now because the handling, it's just a lot of work. We're shipping all over the world.
Yeah.
And it's like quite a bit of work.
We have the technology.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I
I still like hard copy. I'm a bit old school.
Yeah,
now.
I've got my hard copies of 1 and 2. I'm still old school. If I could get it in vinyl, I'd get it in vinyl.
Yeah.
Maybe you can bring out a limited edition
that'd
vinyl.
be great.
Like for your 10th anniversary or something like that. And you could make it red because, it's in to have a coloured vinyl.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. John Swan's just done it. Barnsley's just done it. The Screaming Jets is purple.
Oh, is it? Well, okay.
Their 30th anniversary. Anyway, back to the juggernaut that is Hindley Street Country Club. How many years have you been going now?
November 17, so that's what, 3.5, coming up to 4.
Yeah.
It's rapidly become full time. We have a girl that looks after, does a lot of work with the mailing and the handling of the social media. She's doing 15, 20 hours
Big
a week.
business.
Oh, it is. It's not small anymore. It's certainly not paid off. We're still away from that. The only way the guys can actually earn money from it is by doing the live shows. And
Yeah.
that's where the focus is.
Speaking of, I think the first time I saw you guys live was at the German Club.
German
Yep.
Club. Yeah.
Yep, all
German
those
Club.
years ago. I think Swanee came that time.
Swanee was on that one that night, and Vince.
Yeah.
And Dino Jag sang on that one.
That's
that
right.
night.
The second time was at Thebby.
Which we are there again.
Yeah.
November 20 as part of the Australian Spring Summer Tours. We're in Noosa in October. We're supposed to be in
Melbourne Palms.
Yeah, but I can't see that happening.
Yeah.
We're any day away from postponing that till early next year.
Yeah. How do you think you'll go with the Sydney one in the end of November?
That's a 50-50 at the moment because it's the end of November, so we're
Yeah.
still
Hopeful.
It's hopeful. It's 50-50 at best. If that doesn't happen, that'll be the 4th time it's been blown out.
Yeah. Anything
4th.
worth seeing is worth waiting for.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know.
They want to earn some money. They want to work. It's just anyway. It is what it is.
Keep your eyes peeled to the HindleyStreetCountryClub.com or the Facebook page.
Oh yeah, the website's it's more informative than anything.
Let's have a little bit of a break. We'll be back with Con Delo to chat more about the formation and success of Hindley Street Country Club. Let's have Into the Night with Daniel Lepresto, Adelaide legend from local band Clearway.
We release on YouTube every Friday morning about 8 o'clock, and the same track comes out on Facebook at about 4:30, 5 o'clock on a Friday. A new tune every week. And we have done, I think with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 weeks out of the last 150, 200 weeks, whatever, there's been a new track.
Jeepers, that's
a lot
a
of work.
commitment. That's a massive
amount of commitment.
What I've noticed when I watch either the live performances or the YouTube performances is that everybody's just so joyous, so happy to be doing it and giving it like 120% every time.
I'm sure going forward you'll speak to other guys that have been part of it. They'll tell you it's a very quick process. We don't rehearse, we just run it a couple of times, and once everyone's happy, we put a few changes in here and there, and then we press record and we keep the best take out of, say, 3 or 4 passes. It's that simple. And we're all older guys.
You're all professional.
Yeah, we're not doing Madison Square Garden, for goodness sake, or recording at Abbey Road. And a lot of it's just, we're having a lot of fun with each other. Those moments where we're all smiling. In that room at that moment, something's happening. It's
magic.
It is, yes. And sometimes it really is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just good old abuse of one another.
I bet there's some swearing going on.
It's great. There's been some very, very funny moments.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall in there sometimes.
You're more than welcome
with
to
you
come
guys.
and watch one of the sessions.
Yeah, that would be marvellous. How about let's find out a little bit more about Con Delo. How did you get into music? Is it in your genes? Were your parents musical?
No, they weren't musical, but
No?
they loved music. My mother being Greek, always Greek music in the house. And my father was, he was playing all that Dion and Everly Brothers and all that, Del Shannon. So there was always music around, but they weren't musical per se. And I know music picks you don't pick it. You think you pick it, but you don't.
No, I think I've come to find that.
Yeah,
believe
it picks
that.
you.
Did you have a real job or did you go straight into music?
No, when I should have been doing my matric back in the day, as you know it was called, I was doing 5 or 6 nights a week at the Old Line Underground.
I was there sometimes.
Yeah, I was too young to actually even be in there.
So was I.
There you go. Yeah. So the studies suffered, and then I just started doing gigs more, and then you get the cut your hair and get a real job. So I tried being in the workforce for maybe a year and a half. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with the 4 weeks off a year, and they'll tell you when you can have it. And as a musician, we're just not wired that way. So as a result, that's the caress with the left hand and the slap with the right hand, because you don't work, you don't eat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So me being, son of migrants, the thought of not working, I can't do that.
No.
So I hit the pavement hard, and whatever bands I put together, they worked, and they worked a lot because I went and hit the pavement.
Yeah, did the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was doing gigs around the country. Then I got seen by some touring acts. I did some touring around the country off of record labels back in the late 80s, early 90s, which was great, the big rooms and the PAs. And then I came back here, formed a reggae band, which was really popular back then, back in the day, in the early to mid-90s. Then I was just bored one night, and I saw that the Hard Rock Cafe in Beijing had opened with B.B. King. So I just rang them. I literally rang them. And sure enough, there was English-speaking folk answered the... And then a year later, we were touring in Malaysia and Bali.
The reggae band. Oh.
Yeah, the reggae band went first,
Yeah.
but then another band, which is kind of a precursor to what a cover band, but it was a good cover band. A lot of the guys that have done country club stuff, it's all my friends. We ended up in Malaysia and then China. I ended up in the Middle East.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of Southeast Asia, and then I came back to Adelaide. Then we did another tour of China, and whilst I was there, a guy in Darwin, of all places, says, "Look, Con, don't know how he found me. He found me in this apartment in China, and there was no mobiles.
Yeah, no internet.
Yeah, no, there wasn't. That's right. He had mobiles, those old bricks, but we only had a number. How? To this day, I just don't know how he found me. Anyway, he said, "Can you come up to Darwin and just come and do 3 or 4 months, because we need a bit of a change up here. It's all rock and roll. Start doing some groovier, funky stuff." And I was there for 13 years.
Oh, wow. You lived in Darwin for 13 years.
13 years, yeah. Massive. Very, very busy. We're doing, 350, 400 gigs a year. Stupid amounts of work.
How did you cope coming back to South Australian weather
Yeah,
after that?
The cold's good for nothing, Cheryl.
No, that's
I
right.
don't care what anyone says. It's great to put a scarf on and a jacket and get your winter fashion on them, but then it's like, give me some sun.
Give me some D's.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, having said that, had I not come back, this wouldn't be happening.
Exactly. I think I saw you a couple of times in the Zep Boys at
Yes, I
the
did, yeah.
Festival Theatre one.
I didn't do festival. I did for Vince. I did Bridgeway.
Morphettville?
I did Morphettville. Yes, I did.
Yep, that's right.
I did about 8 or 9 gigs with Vince. Yeah, that was good time. That was actually very demanding. Because Vince asked me, would I be interested in doing it? I said, I'll have a crack. And then I got into it because Brad, the drummer, who was with it, he's a full Led Zeppelin head. So we go back 25, 30 years, and there's no way he was going to let me go without learning that stuff properly. I really got into it, like inside it all. It's brilliant music, brilliant.
Not easy.
No. If you do it properly, absolutely not. There's stuff just going on all the time, everywhere.
And 2.5 hours of it.
Yeah.
Like a workout.
Yeah, well, you've got to work hard with Vince.
Yeah.
Vince doesn't do stuff by half.
Maybe we should play one of Vince's songs with the Hindley Street Country Club now. As tempted as I am to play Led Zeppelin, how about Lonely Is All I Do? An exceptional Vince Contarino original. We'll be back to speak more with Con Delo from Adelaide's juggernaut, HSCC, straight after this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Tell me something, Dave. That's what I thought.
Then you came back to Adelaide in between before the Hindley Street Country Club came up?
I came back in October of 15. So I was doing some gigs around town like you do and some recordings for people and sessions. And I formed a thing called SoCal, short for Southern California, which is exactly what the repertoire of HSCC is.
Right.
I could see there was a market for that genre. It wasn't being catered to. We ended up doing the rooftop on 2KW for 3 or 4 months. We ended up on a cruise into Noumea and Isle of Pines. It was wonderful. I came back, still working with the reggae thing every now and again, and then...
Was that Rock the Boat?
No, I didn't do Rock the Boat. No, I didn't do that.
I was going to say, I was on Rock the Boat. Was I that drunk that I didn't see you?
We were with P&O and they engaged me separately. We were the only band on the boat. Good times.
Cruising is great. I hope we can get back to it.
Yeah.
In some form, safely. Is Fortunata playing with you on this coming up?
No,
tour?
not on this one, because the lineup that we're using on this gig is the lineup that's going around the country. Bringing in other people is just it becomes problematic.
Yeah,
So
tricky.
we'll have 13 of us, 14 of us on stage. 2 hours, 2.25 hours, but it's just, there's a lot of mouths to feed, and to make up for the loss of work that everyone suffered, for their time that they've put into the project. I want everyone to get their pound of flesh and enjoy themselves and do some of their more popular songs and get paid. And going around the country, it's just very, very costly. Going out on the road with a 5 or 6 piece, easy. Going out with 12 or 13,
A lot more to
airfares.
coordinate,
It's just a mess. Airfares, and it's very, very costly.
Get onto the Googleometer, whether you're in Noosa, Melbourne, Sydney or here in Adelaide. Get out and support local music. We've been whinging and moaning that we've got no one to see. Here's your chance.
Thank you, Cheryl, because it's true, because we have been decimated. We really, really have,
That's right. I'll see you down the front and support your local musicians, because financially is one aspect of it, and a very important one, obviously. You've got bills to pay like the rest of us, but also it's the mental health side. This is what you do. This is who you are.
It's so true. The money's one thing, and look, it comes and it goes, but the effect that this has had on people's mental state, musicians especially, like I said earlier, that's what you do. We're all in a certain degree kind of a bit of free spirit. That's what you do. We play.
You're artists.
Yeah, that's how we breathe. That's the oxygen. And we don't look at things like other people do.
No, that's right.
I'm not saying musicians, I'm painters, artists, dancers, like I said, musicians, anything. Actors. It's just not how we roll. So things like this, the mental side of it's great, because it's not just the actual performance, it's the lead up, it's the knowing, the family's coming, the public coming, and a lot of our singers, they're mini stars in their own right. They've got fans all over the world.
Yes.
Literally all over the world. Can't wait to hear from them when they sing a song or they post stuff on their own pages and channels. So in that respect, I'm really thankful for that. We only ended up getting the Thebby because there was a blowout, because Kate Miller-Heidke cancelled her gig. And I thought, as part of the tour with management now, they said, look, get onto that.
Well, that's excellent that we get to see you here in our own state as well, because we have the technology, and watching you guys perform on the internet is fabulous, but there's just nothing like a live gig.
And people say, we get requests a lot of the time, and we even dabbled in it as well, with live stream. Oh, no, goodness sake,
Live is live, because it's that give and take with the audience that you don't get on the computer.
No, and that's the thing, it's an attack on the senses, because you go in there and the lights, boom, and the visual of the performers that you like. Then on the ears, the sound goes bang, big sound. The smells of being in a room, and then the feeling that you get, the goosebumps when a song. Live, like that, in a big room, like the Thebby, it's an attack on the senses, and you feel alive again, for goodness sake. I'm really, really thankful that people dig our stuff online and they watch it, because they can watch it from the privacy of their home, on their computer, with their earbuds. But, live...
Can't beat it.
No.
What is good is that people who live in other countries or other states who can't necessarily come and see you live, it's the next best thing.
Absolutely. Our plan is to, going forward, and it's always been my long-term plan, and I maintain it, it, is to get it to a point, be it through social media and performance and selling everything from, T-shirts and CDs, so that the main, 15, 20 people that are involved with 80% of the work, they can earn a wage out of it. And the only way you can do that is you need to be on the road. And the guys that are currently involved, they're like me, they're road pigs.
They're
gigging.
ready to go.
They just want to be gigging and on the road. And that has to be the plan. Otherwise, in their defence, why should they come and record a song, take of their time? And we used to record, Cheryl, during the day, during the week. And I found out later, I was so humbled that these people are taking time off of work.
Oh, off of paid work.
Off of paid work.
That's dedication.
Absolutely. And that's it's one thing to be dedicated, and that's great, but that's not fair either. Do you know what I mean? So now a lot of our recordings, we try and do them after hours or on the weekend, so it doesn't, encroach upon their lives. And the girls, bless them, because they care, unlike guys. They get their hair done, their nails done. And that costs money. I can't be more thankful for that. So that for me has to stop. More has to happen now, like we're doing our last 15, 20 songs. They're recorded in most part after hours. That's how it's going to be going forward.
Talking about the girls, I think we should have a song from them. Bad Girls by the Bad Girls from the album Hindley Street Country Club 1.
Bad girl, talking about the sad girl.
Is there a plan for HSCC album 5?
There will be, but it won't be a CD. It'll be
Online, digital.
Yeah.
But another album is in the pipeline.
We've got 130, 140 something songs, 50 songs, and we've still got 25 that have not been released. Going forward, it won't be like CD4 online, which has got 70 something songs.
Right.
It won't be like that.
Yeah.
We'll go back and do 20, 15, 20. Then eventually the plan is to have the guys individually, HSCC, a night with, say, Cat Jade, or a night with Pina Del Rey, or a night with Danny LaPresto.
Yeah.
Because they've got such a body of work now, there's enough songs to do their own gigs.
Yeah, so people can come and see their favourite.
Correct. I discussed this 2 years ago. Maybe 7 or 8 of the artists at the moment are close to having, well, Danny certainly.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. And that's another way where they become the co-promoter. They'll earn the bulk of the money for themselves on that night. And that's how, as the guild, we can give back.
A little bit like when you did the Bridgeway, where you had the guys' night and the
Correct.
girls' night. That's sort of
Correct.
like baby steps.
Yes, that was for me an experiment. The social numbers, the platforms, will tell you one thing. Like songs that have gotten us mammoth views don't work live. They just don't go over live. Our biggest song that we do, which has got 10 million views, live, it just dies.
What song's that?
Just the two of us.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Beautiful song.
Incredible.
And I love it. I'm very proud of our version. But live, it's like, oh, yeah. And that shocked me. Really shocked. But yet, you could go maybe into another country, it might be massive. But in Australia, which is all we've ever done, it doesn't.
We might have a listen to that song now, Just the Two of Us, which has had an unbelievable 10 million, nearly 900,000 views, with the great Andy Seymour out the front of the Hindley Street Country Club. Back to talk a little bit more with Con Delo, the founder, after this.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
So it's at that point now, I wanted to see if the girls would outsell the guys. And also the other reason was because a lot of the punters were saying, it's great that you've got 8 singers, but they can only do 3 songs each.
Yeah, we want more.
We want more of that individual.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, let's cut it in half, give everyone 6 songs, plus the duets and stuff, and the public get more of what they want. As it turned out on the Saturday night, which was busier than the Friday night, that the showdown was on. Heaven forbid, they can't.
They can't miss the footy.
Oh, no. Anyway, that's why now we're going to go back to the format of just doing the biggest songs that the guys have done that work live.
So it's going to be one hell of a show by the sounds of it.
It's going to be a monster.
Track your tickets down at one of Adelaide's, oldest and best venues, and it's going to be supporting Thebarton Theatre as well, because they've just had Barnsley cancel, and it's affecting the venues too.
Absolutely. And like as I said earlier, we only got in because there was a cancellation. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got in. It was a blessing and a curse. We've got Tom and Rose doing the support.
Oh, they're fabulous.
They're great, yeah, little acoustic thing. So they'll be doing the 20, 25 minutes before as people are coming in.
Excellent news. I'm so glad that you guys are back on the road, doing what you love and doing what we love to what you do. And Con, everybody in the Hindley Street Country Club, they're all South Aussies, aren't they?
100%. Everyone's a South Australian.
Born and bred?
In this lineup,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And proud of it. And it's, it's just come and support our own.
Exactly. I told you all the good talent comes out of South
You
Australia.
did. Yes, you did.
Thanks for proving us right. Keeping up the tradition. All the best with the tour.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you so much for coming in and having a chat with us today. You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Thank you so much for joining me on the Still Rocking It podcast. Hope to catch you again next time. Get out when you can, support Aussie music, and I'll see you down the front.